Good evening. My name is Hector Portillo, and this is my Sunday reflection for week 4 on Etzioni. As I was reading this past week the Etzioni model and trying to think examples how this applies in my life and how I can put it into, or just thinking back how it happened, I came across a few examples that I would like to share with you guys. So, in the Etzioni model, we have the coercive power with the alienated involvement. So, a funny example that I would like to share this. I know in Mr. Dr. Patterson and other places I love, the first example they gave of this situation where you have coercive and alienated model was like jail, right? Where the people had to be there. So, in a funny way, when I was thinking about this scenario, when I was thinking about this situation, I'm going to be honest, it reminded me about my home right now. As you guys know, I'm a father of 4 kids. I have my wife, been happily married for 17 and a half years, going on 18. But as this model says, that these are the people that have to be here. So how do I apply this? I'm applying it as in my kids, they're young right now. They have to be here. They need somewhere to stay. They need a roof over their head. Now, in most instances, I should say in 99.9 of the instances, I have to coercively tell them what to do. Right? Whether it be to clean their room, whether it be to do their chores. Right? Now, to them, it might seem they have no other choice because they don't have anywhere to go. There is another place for them to go, so they have to be here. And the only way, or I should say, the most efficient way that I've seen that I'm able to get my kids to do their chores and to be proactive members of this household is by forcing them and coercively telling them exactly what to do. So when I think of this scenario, I think about my home. Now, the second scenario I want to work with you guys is the renumerative and the calculative model. Okay. One quick example of that, what I think is this class, Dr. Patterson's class, right? I need to be in this class in order for me to get my MBA. Now, what's the remunerative process towards me is, my goal is when I'm done with this class, I'll be closer to getting my MBA degree, and that is going to equal for me more money. More money to bring into my home, more money for my family, more money for myself, and be able to get rewarded financially. Okay? Now, what's in it for me? 2 things. The first thing is, like I previously mentioned, more money. And the second thing is the pride of having a master's degree. If I get to do this, I will be the first one in my family to have a master's degree. So that's another big pull. That's another reward that I've assigned myself to be able to think of this. The third yes in Etzioni's model is the moral and the normative. Okay? Now, this one is where the people that want to be there. They don't have to be there. They don't need to be there. They want to be there. So, a good example of what I can think about this is the Booster Club, right? And I should say any Booster Club for any sport or any team that you have. The people that are there are volunteers, right? And they're there out of their own free will, right? And because they believe in the cause. Now, what's the cause? The cause is that you want to raise money that is going to benefit the team or the group that you are helping, that you're raising money for. Okay? So, with that said, the normative moral scenario is one that people already follow it, right? People already believe in it. Okay? Now, I'm going to go off a little bit on the side here. I thought of other scenarios, right? Kind of like the remunerative and Moral. I know for moral and normative, a lot of people thought church. When I think of church, I actually want to put it in the place for moral and normative because people are there, yes, because they want to, but they're also expecting a reward. They're expecting, in some cases, money if there's some of the leaders. But if you're a follower there, you're also expecting a reward, whether it be a religious experience, a religious spirit, whatever the case is, but that's what they're expecting there. Another thing I want to cover real quick is moral, coercive, right? The coercive power with the involvement moral. That I want to attribute to, and something that is right, that did not work was when I belonged to a Boy Scout troop, right? That was all volunteers. And it was in a certain situation, the volunteers got told what to do, and the district that the troop belonged to started pushing, started making all these rules, started basically pushing the leaders to do what they wanted them to do, and took certain freedom away from them in being their own creative way. Etzioni is right. That did not end well. Actually, the troop disbanded, and it didn't work right because once the volunteers that were there for the reason started feeling this push, it didn't end well. That's my reflection for this week. I actually have more scenarios, but time just ran out on me. But I have a lot of scenarios because I've been thinking about these throughout this week. Thank you and have a good day or night, I should say.